everyone, welcome back to another Catch Up with Chris. It's Saturday afternoon, 1:05 in the afternoon. I've caught up on a little bit of sleep overnight. I'm feeling pretty good, feeling pretty refreshed. And I've got a couple of products here and some other products that I've received yesterday from a certain company that I just couldn't wait to use. I was going to leave my shave until Sunday, but no time like the present. Manchester United are playing tonight, so I'll be using my Manchester United Maggard 24mm 2-band finest brush today. But the soap and splash for today is going to be Coolabah from Australian Private Reserve. Now this is a limited edition shaving soap. I have been made aware that this will be re-released February, March I think this year as well, because it was such a big seller it sold out in a week. Now this set, which comes with the splash, and I also was sent Bay City soap and splash combo as well, was actually gifted to me from Dan over at Australian Private Reserve. It wasn't a here, take this stuff and review it on your channel. He's not interested in that. His business is doing pretty well. It's high quality stuff. I've already said that on the channel before I had any of his products. But he basically sent these over as a gift for me starting my new job, I believe. So thank you very much, Dan, for sending them over. If you watch the videos, I'm pretty sure you've watched a few. It's extremely appreciated. I'm very humbled by everyone in this community, and yes, I get seen more, I get sent more things, I get sent things, people never get sent anything, but at the end of the day I still use these products, and if it gets a little bit of the word out there for some people's companies, brilliant. I'm not going to bullshit you if this soap is shit, or if it reacts to my skin or something happens to it. I say it as it is, and that's what you get on the channel, and I think that's why a lot of people appreciate sending things to me, and you get the real McCoy from me. You get exactly what it is. And West Coast shaving over in the States are very like that. The first razor they sent me wasn't the best razor, it was a nice enough handle, the head wasn't great. Said it as it is. He still sends me products because even though, look, any feedback's good feedback really, even if it's bad, it doesn't matter, at least they can then work on it. And from then until now, they've worked on getting better razors, better quality heads on them, better quality items, and they've taken it to the next level. Australian Private Reserve are one which I thought were quite expensive in the beginning. I've never actually purchased an Australian Private Reserve product, believe it or not. I will be, but I haven't at the moment, because they are quite expensive. For me to pick up a set over here, the soap and splash, you're looking at sort of between, I think it's about $60 to $70, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm just guessing. I have looked on there, and I have to say his products are great. The new labelling is far superior in my opinion. Nice colours, it looks sort of Pink Floydish, this one, which I do like. I love a bit of Pink Floyd. So let's get stuck in. I've just wasted a whole lot of time rambling there. I'm going to enjoy this shave. Had the brush soaking in hot water. So there she is. 24mm Maggard 2-band is an absolutely amazing knot. And as you can see on the bottom there, Manchester United logo. Just a beautiful brush, beautifully turned and beautifully re-knotted by JR over at Reyes Restores on Instagram. And here we go. The scent on this, now, God, I'm just going to ramble on a little bit more here. It is Dan at Australian Private Reserve. It's basically his homage to Creed Aventus. It does not smell like Creed Aventus in this tub, I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you what it does smell like. It smells similar-ish to Green Irish Tweed. It does. It smells very similar to the Viking, I can't remember the name, I've got a Viking Green Irish Tweed scent, and it smells similar to that. So there's something going on with that, but it's not meant to replace or clone or anything to do with that Creed Aventus. What it is it's a soap that has similar scent style to it, that you can then complement it perfectly with Creed Aventus at the end of it, because there isn't actually a Creed Aventus soap out there at the moment that you can buy from Creed. So this one is basically Dan's own version, or his take on what Creed Aventus is, so that you can then pair it with the original and the real Creed Aventus to get that full-blown beautiful experience. I'm not going to be using Creed Aventus today because I've got no reason to, but here we go. Scent strength out of this tub is very light. It's around about a 3. I have heard once you lather it, it builds up a little bit more, which I'm looking forward to. Yep. Now, I did use the splash last night, and let me tell you, the splash is off the charts amazing. It starts off with a really fruity pineapple note, and then after sort of 5-10 seconds, once it's cooled, and the menthol is phenomenal, but once it's actually cooled and dried down on your skin, you can actually smell those lovely sort of heart notes and base notes from the Creed Aventus. It's a really, really well-rounded soap. Splash, sorry, not soap. So I'm just getting a really good load in the brush here, really good load. I've only ever used Bay City, and I got an absolutely amazing shave from it. It's an amazingly easy to lather and load soap. It smells great, does great. If I'm brutally honest, from the soap and splash all up so far, the Bay City is the nicest soap set for me. But when that splash dies down a bit and you can actually get the scent, you can smell that Creed and it smells phenomenal. Let's wet the face. I haven't had, this is the first time you've come onto the channel. I don't prep my face at all. Cold water shave and no face prep. So I literally walk in the bathroom, pick up a razor or a blade, soap, splash, whatever, and then I shave. It works better for me, I don't get as much irritation. And it's also something that can be done anywhere at any time. There's no, I don't have to, I need to prep my face, need a hot towel, I can't have a shave. I can literally shave anywhere at any time, as long as there's water and it's clean. And I've got a way of actually doing my thing, and I can shave anywhere. And that, to me, is a real bonus of cold water shaving and no prep. So straight off the bat, it's still a very mild scent. I would say it's around about a 2 on my face, 2 or 3. The menthol hit, there is menthol in this soap. I'm not sure if Dan's used menthol in his soaps before. But there's a good kick of menthol in there, I can feel it on my lips. This brush has got the most beautiful scrub. The tips are so soft. And it's really dense, it's got great backbone. It'd be interesting to find out who makes these knots for Maggard, because I haven't used, especially for the price, anything better. This is actually better than my Morrison Fondren knot. In fact, it's the best knot I've got in the den, I think. And as you can see, it makes a lather very, very easily.
What's left, take life, feel the future, a world of possibilities, snuffed out by your own hand. I have the power. It's like a drug for me.
Yeah. Sounds like you need some help, a professional, maybe.
Look at this lather.
Could be for you.
Faith, you have a choice. And you tasted something fewer do. And you kill without remorse is the feeling you got.
Wow, this is really creamy.
You're not much more than a child.
So yeah, scent,
Going down this path will bring you.
there isn't much, I have to say. It's not a strong scented soap at all, and if I'm honest, there's not a real definition in the scent. It's so light, I couldn't even tell you really what it think. But I'll tell you what, the menthol is cool. There's a good whack of menthol. If you're going to put menthol in a soap, put it in the soap. Don't tell me there's menthol in there and then there's nothing. I can really feel the menthol. So I'm looking forward to getting to that second pass, when you've actually sort of irritated the skin a little bit with that first pass, and then the menthol really takes hold. I'm looking forward to that. So blade for today is the Supermax Blue Diamond. This was sent over a long time ago now, probably about a year ago, from Ken Lee over at Ken's Shaving and BSing. Top bloke. Haven't watched much of his channel lately because I just haven't had time, and with my new job it is becoming a point now where it's becoming almost impossible. I'm having to spend whatever time I get with the kids and the family. So for those of you when I don't comment, or if you make comment about me and I don't get back to you on the channel, please accept my apologies. There's nothing I can really do about it at the moment, as I hope you can understand. But hopefully once the dust settles and I get into the job and things like that, I can start being a little bit more interactive again. But my channel will still run, you don't have to watch it. I've got no issues if you don't watch it. But here we go. Rockwell 6C. Beginners out there, if you haven't picked a razor yet, this for me is a razor you should pick. I think you pick them up in the UK for £34, they're $50 in the States, and there's something like $80 in them over here in Australia. They are absolutely phenomenal in my opinion. 6 settings, very smooth. They work better, setting blades work better for certain people, but this for me, if you're a beginner, gives you the option to be mild, medium or aggressive, or in between those two settings. You can have whatever you want that works best for your skin and your beard type. If you buy a 34C or a DE89 or an R89, you're buying a great razor. But if it doesn't work for you, you've wasted your money and you then have to sell it for less to then spend more to buy another razor. Buy this and save yourself some heartache. Just buy it. I'm telling you now, and if it doesn't work, the good thing with these are they sell quite easily on the second-hand market, and you'll get more for this in the second-hand market than you will for a 34C, a DE89 or an R89. You'll get closer to what you paid in my opinion, because these sell out quite quick, and there's not many shops at the moment in the UK that actually have these in stock anymore, so they're harder to come by, therefore the second-hand market will make them more expensive. So it's just something to bear in mind for guys that haven't shaved yet or are looking to get into the hobby. And everyone's saying, oh, Merca 34C and everything. Great razors, but in my opinion you won't get better than this for a beginner, because you can pick what works best for you. If the setting 4 doesn't work, drop it to a 3. If that doesn't work, it's too mild, go to the 5. If that's too aggressive, try the 2. You know, there's that many things you can do with it. If it's too aggressive to do 2 passes with the same one, setting 3, you can drop the second setting pass down to setting 2. You can't do that with a 34C, DE89 or R89. You just can't do it. So you're stuck with what you got. With this, you've got a bit of adjustability, and you can find what's comfortable throughout the whole shave for you. If you're a 1 pass, 2 pass, 3 pass, 4 pass shaver. Just my thoughts on it. So anyway, I'm going to get stuck in this menthol. It's freezing cold, it feels great. Like I say, scent's not the best, but oh, that blade's really nice. Oh, that blade's really nice. Right, I've just scraped that off. I don't know what happened there. I just got a little whiff of pineapple. Just a slight whew, and that's it, it's gone now. There's no scent, so. This razor's great, it really is. Like I say, I harped on about that a little bit there. I was getting a bit passionate about this razor there. In terms of double-edged razors, there's not much better on the market. And you don't have to just listen to me. If you read the reviews on it, if you speak to people in the community, even those that are recommending 34Cs, DE89s and R89s that have used this, I could pretty much assure you that they would recommend it to people. You very rarely, in fact, I'll be honest with you, I haven't actually read a bad review on it. I've read comments which weren't great in terms of, if you buy the Rockwell 6S, which is the stainless version of this, it's got Rockwell printed in here. It's a little bit better finished, but it's about cost cutting. It's about keeping the price down for those that can't afford to buy stainless or don't want to buy stainless. Now this razor might have cost them an extra, I don't know, so you just say it was something silly like $2 extra to put those little stamps on the side. If it's cost them $2, they've then got to pass on probably $5 to us. Or maybe $5 onto the reseller, and then it'll be $7 to us when we buy it from them. So you have to think of it like that. They're trying to keep costs down on a razor that works great. God, you can tell I've been drinking a lot of coffee this week. Frickin' teeth are yellow. Fuck.
Yeah, a couple bags up there.
Have you figured it out?
Literally, the factory, seeing another factory, but the place to watch this goes.
And then what?
Most likely, they'll look away for another world.
So yeah, that's it. First week of the transit officer training done. I've enjoyed it. I've met some really nice people. There's some in my particular squad. There's 33 of us all together. There's a squad of 10, a squad of 11, and a squad of 12. I'm in a squad of 11, and the whole squad seems to be quite good. We all seem to get on very well together, which is a massive bonus when you're going through 12 weeks with the same people every day. You've got to have that sort of camaraderie with them, and you can have a bit of a laugh, and it's there. And without being sexist, we'll get no females in the group, which adds a little bit more ease, because sometimes people can say things in the wrong context. Even trainers can do it, and it can get taken out of hand, even though it wasn't probably meant like that. I've seen it happen in the police, so I don't have that. Well, I don't. It doesn't bother me. I don't have that issue anyway. But there is always someone that says the wrong thing, and you think, oh, for fuck's sake. Now, when I was in the police, I always turned up to work on time and early. I always did the best I could, whether I was in a bad mood or not. I always gave it everything. But one of the biggest things for me in any professional industry, just any industry, it doesn't matter whether you're working at customer service in your local supermarket, whether you're a police officer, whether you're a bank professional, a lawyer, it doesn't matter. Personal grooming's massive. Now, one thing I sort of like about the transits is that you can grow a beard, you can have long hair, doesn't matter as long as you're well groomed. But one thing that's grating on me just a little bit at the moment, and I probably will bring it up because I'm not the sort of guy just to sit there and accept it. It's people coming to work with 2-day shadows of face hair growth, and then they shave it off and then they grow it for another day and a half. It looks shit. There's nothing worse than going to work and you go to the first job and your partner's got fucking a shitty amount of growth on their face. They don't look great. It doesn't look professional. And at the end of the day, I know we're technically security guards, we're sort of posh security guards in a sense. We're almost like police officers. But the actual course itself is to gain competency in a Cert 3 in security. So for me, even though you're sort of like a glorified security guard in a sense, which is what it is, without not taking the piss out of the job is required and it is a good job. The people that run the business are great. I've met a lot of them. My trainers at the academy or at the training facilities are excellent. But I just think personal grooming is massive. We've spoke to us about it already, so it's not something that I am going to jump on just now myself, because that's, people have the chance to sort of sort themselves out. Sometimes you look in the mirror and you go, shit, yeah, I do look shit, I'm going to have to keep on top of this, rather than hearing it from someone after 4 days into a course. But for me, personal grooming's massive. Yeah, I ran out of storage. Starting to do my head in. What I'm actually doing at the moment is I'm saving just now. To get a dedicated camera for the channel. Because in my opinion, I think I've got to that stage now where I'm not going to stop. I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. It's a great place to get things off your chest, as I've done today. And you get feedback from people who have, a lot of people with similar sort of backgrounds and do similar sort of things. And it's good. Whether the feedback's good or bad, it doesn't matter. Feedback is feedback. You've got to deal with it. You've got to take it as a positive generally. Whether it's negative feedback or positive feedback, you need to take it positively. Someone's saying something bad about you, there's something wrong. You need to try and fix that. But like I was saying with personal grooming, it'll be interesting to see what everyone else thinks on that. What your thought process would be, because for me, especially in the first week of training, turn up with 2 days growth looking scruffy is pretty average for me. I think that's it's almost disrespectful in my mind. And I don't think anyone's been spoken to about it yet, but I would like to think that they're keeping an eye on it. Because I can tell you right now, when I was in the police academy, there was no tolerance for it. You will be shaven, you will be clean shaven, you will be well groomed, your hair will be kept neat and tidy, all of that. Very similar to the army and the navy. And it's not everyone in the course, there's only a few there, but it's noticeable because everyone else is well groomed and those ones that aren't stand out. I mean, it's nothing like the police academy in terms of that. I mean, there's no marching or anything like that. There's no parades. There's no salutes and things like that. Because at the end of the day, we are security officers. But it doesn't mean you can't be professional. If 2 guys turn up at a job or try to assist on a railway job on a train, and there's 2 guys that look scruffy, look like they've got 2 day growths on their face, they haven't done their hair and their uniform's a bit creased, and then 2 blokes turn up and they're clean shaven, the hair's sorted. I mean, my hair's not an issue, and the uniforms are well ironed, they look lovely and presentable, the boots are polished. I mean, who do you want to deal with? You know what I mean? You don't want to be dealing with people that don't respect themselves enough to actually look after their own image. But overall, it's been a positive experience. I have struggled. I've struggled based on the fact of 2 days was first aid. The first 2 days on the training was based on things that I've been doing for in fact, I've been doing them ever since I started. Customer service, communication, things like that. I was brought up, in my opinion, very, very well communication-wise. I was taught from a very young age how to speak on the phone etiquette, phone manner. Problem resolution, things like that. I've had it in my repertoire since I was very young. My mum taught it to me basically as I was a kid. She used to not force me, but she used to make me answer the phone at the house and deal with people and actually talk to people and actually get that from a very young age. And I can tell you right now, I'm 33 now, and it has done nothing but help. And my kids will be the same. You know, one of the big things is just respect for the person at the other end of the line, or the respect to the person standing in front of you. And when it comes to jobs like this that I'm going for, that I'm in now, the customer is the person, it's the sole focus. It's all about keeping the trains running on time and making sure the passengers and the customers and the patrons or whatever are safe. Because if they're not safe, you're not doing your job right. If you're not doing your job right, why are you there? You should be doing your job right to the best of your ability every single day. Give it everything. Because you're judged on what you seem to be doing. You don't get judged on how you treat your family when you get home and how well you look after your kids and what you do at home. You get treated and you get shown the respect you deserve. You turn up at work looking like shit. Don't expect to be treated any better than shit. I'm on about from the professional side. Customers and clients are different. It doesn't matter what they're dressed like, what they look like, whether they live on the streets, whether they've got a multi-million-dollar mansion. It doesn't matter. Everyone should be treated with respect, dignity and all that. But when it comes to being that person, that professional person that's supposed to give that no matter what, they should be able to look like they're the person that can give that. Not look scruffy, not look like they can't be arsed. I'm looking forward to it. We start defensive tactics on Monday, which, if I'm honest, wasn't something I really enjoyed in the police academy. It wasn't my sort of thing, but once you come out of the police academy and you start actually dealing with people, you start having to, in some cases, wrestle with people, you realise the importance of it. And as with most things, you only get out of it what you put in. If you don't give 100%, you won't get 100% back. You won't learn 100. You're never going to learn 100% of it, but you won't accept it.
She's saving your life. She's got a taste for it now.
Tell you what, this blade's really impressive. The soap is just lathering up so easily. I can add so much more water into it, even though I've done 3 passes and it's still going easily. The protection, the slickness is phenomenal. Just nicked my lip again there. Like I say, I wasn't going to have a shave today, but when you go, oh, see this menthol as well, I keep forgetting to mention it. The menthol hit on this is lovely. I would say in terms of menthol strength, I would put it alongside Snakebite. In terms of performance, it's up there with the best. It really is.
Give me another chance. You can fold about it time. Send me back to that place and I'll change it. I won't fail again.
No time has passed.
Do you have any idea how boring 12th graders are? I'm getting my power center back. And if you don't tell me that I'm sensitive enough, I will find someone who will.
Tell you what, I can't, that bloody TV's loud as well, I've just noticed that. It's blaring behind me. It's, I don't know what the frick is on it, it's garbage. I was watching Premier League there and it's obviously switched off now. Now, on another note, for those of you that have been watching the channel for a little bit, I've had a lot of issues over the past couple of months with internet. I have cancelled my Telstra contract last week. On Tuesday this week, Optus activated my service. As part of the Optus package, you get Optus Sports, which includes every single Premier League game of the season. It includes every World Cup game when the World Cup comes. It includes other stuff as well. You get Fetch TV with one package, which has got like Sci-Fi Channel and things on it. 30 free movies at any time to watch whenever you want. It's $1 more than Telstra. Now, I'm now getting between 85 and 95 up to 100 megabits per second download, averaging probably 35 to 50 megabits of upload, which is massive, and it seems to be pretty stable. It's took me a little while to get it going and actually get it all set up and get it running smoothly, but now that it is, I've been very, very, very impressed. The quality of it's great, the quality of the Premier League games is phenomenal, really good HD quality, and the biggest thing that I'm finding so far, and I've noticed it just this morning because I've actually uploaded slightly differently this morning, this recent one I've just done using Barrister and Man Promises. I uploaded it and as soon as I hit the button I hit how long it was going to take and it said 17 minutes and I reckon it had actually finished and uploaded it in about 13. So it's went from 2 hours to 13 minutes. So that's just enormous, absolutely enormous difference, so I've been really impressed with that. Right, so anyway, I'm just going to rinse this brush out. The brush is chockers full of lather. out nice. There's no blockages in there by the looks of things. Now I don't know if you guys can you see that on there? I don't know. But when I'm actually scrubbing it on the towel, I'm not actually pushing it down like I do with my face and scrubbing. I'm actually just flicking from side to side, like painting strokes pretty much, along the towel. And it basically just, the water, because I'm using quite a bit of force, it flicks the water from the base of the knot to the tips, and then it removes it from the tips into the towel. And this knot is just phenomenal. It really is an absolutely superb knot. There is actually still a very slight badger smell in it, believe it or not. I can still smell a bit that sort of funk, but it's nothing bad. I don't notice it when the soap or anything's on it, I only notice it when it's actually damp after the shave and I've rinsed the brush out. Right, so here comes the test. I'm not going to put anything else on, I'm just going to go boom straight into the splash. The splash is obviously the Coolabah to match the soap. Now the splash, when I take the lid off, pineapple. That's all I can really smell. Nothing else, just a nice citrusy pineapple scent. And that is it. I'm just going to give this a bit of a shake, because I forgot to shake it there, I think. Now scent longevity is pretty good. I put it on last night and I could still smell it slightly in the morning, so that's good. I'm just going to pop a splash in the hand. Oh, get a beautiful kick of pink pineapple, it's brilliant. And it's just on that initial whack on your face. So what I'm getting now is I'm getting menthol. I can smell the menthol. It's almost like a citrus menthol. Still smell that pineapple, and the menthol is absolutely stunning. There's just the perfect amount of menthol in here for a splash. It's not enough that it's going to melt your face off, but it is bloody cold. It's not in that range of Sterling Wintergreen Glacial. I would say it's probably, if it was a splash from Sterling, it would be in the just the standard menthol, but between the both, it's slightly more than menthol, I would say. Oh, it smells great. So at this stage, what I've got is pretty much a menthol scent now. I can smell the menthol, it's got a bit of citrus, that's it, that's all I'm getting just now, because it's quite intense with the menthol. So while that's drying in, I'll talk through what I use, and then by the time I get to the end, hopefully it'll have changed a bit. Just to let you know, my face is freezing at the moment, really cool. It's not really burning. I've got a nice, it's almost like a warmth, but it's really ice cold. It's not that point where there's so much menthol where it burns really bad. It is very cooling but warming at the same time. Strange sensation. Coolabah limited edition shaving soap from Australian Private Reserve. Comes in a 4-ounce tub, 125 grams. Looks like that. Quite a deep tub, so it's good for getting your brush in there, and there's not much overspill ever comes out the sides. It's good. So he's done well with picking these tubs. I do like the blue tubs as well. I think they're quite nice. They're quite identifiable in your drawer with all your other soaps. They just stand out, as do the labels. This is very Pink Floydish to me. I think it's great. The labels aren't hanging off the side. I will say this one is just ever so slightly off centre. But these are a little bit more difficult to set because you can't actually see the edges. The actual label pretty much fills the whole top of the lid, so it's a little bit off centre, but that's a mini great for me because the labels are much better than his older range, so I'm quite impressed with the labelling. This one's a little bit different. It's very, very small. The ingredients are on there, I can't read them. Even with my glasses on, I can't read them, so it's probably one thing. I don't know whether this would be better having a longer label on it or a bigger oval label with the logo in the middle and then maybe listing them a bit bigger on it. That's just my personal view on it. It seems a bit silly to have a label you can't read. So I can sort of read I can read the bottom bit where it's in the dark text down here, but the rest of this round outside, there's actually writing round outside of that label. I can't read it. Doesn't matter how hard I try, even with my glasses on. It's just too small print. So the brush today was the Manchester United 24mm Maggard 2-band Finest. This is a stunning brush now. It was a stunning brush with a game changer, but the knot was crap. With this knot on it now, it just blows me away. It's absolutely brilliant. And the job Reyes Restores does on it, when it takes your old knot out and everything, you would never know. There's no damage to that handle at all that would say it's been re-knotted. It just looks like it came to me in that condition. from first day. Rockwell 6C, stunning razor, smooth, efficient, plate number 3 on it today, and the blade was really surprisingly good. Supermax Blue Diamond, really smooth, really efficient, pretty sharp, and I've got a beautiful shave. You know, there's no such thing as an irritation free shave, but I've had a shave there where there's been very minimal irritation. And the blade's a big part of that. If your blade's nice and smooth but still cuts the hair close, you get close and you get nowhere or less irritation on your skin. So anyway, the scent now. The pineapple has really died off. You don't really smell pineapple now. The menthol, I can still feel the menthol on my face. It's really, really cool now. There's no heat with it, it's just cool. But that smell is just phenomenal now. It smells like those middle and bass notes from Creed Aventus. Not exactly the same, but they're there, and it's very, very similar. So as a pairing for the real Creed Aventus, you can't ask for much better because it's not the exact same. Creed Aventus is going to come on top of this, and it's going to really accent everything, and it's going to smell incredible. So Dan's done a wonderful job of creating this scent on the splash. And the soap itself, it's not really there for me, unfortunately. I get that little bit of pineapple and that's about it. But for me, this is all about the splash. The soap performs exceptionally well, no doubt about it. It could do with a little bit more of the scent in there, a little bit more of that flavour from the actual splash. But at the end of the day, it's performed great. I've had an amazing shave from it. There is a scent there, it's a pleasant scent, but it doesn't smell so much like the splash. Once that splash gets to the heart and the bass notes, it is on a different level. And I tell you right now, my skin feels so moisturised that it's not funny. Whatever he puts in his splashes and however he puts the oils and everything in and puts all the other properties that he's got in there, it just works to give you a product that you don't need anything else with. You don't need matte moisturising balms, you don't need witch hazels, you don't need splashes, you don't need anything else. All you need from Australian Private Reserve is a soap and a splash. If you get the EDP or the EDT from them as well for the scent and for going out and things, brilliant. I haven't used one yet, but I will get one eventually. But this sort of thing here is the bomb. It's absolutely brilliant. My skin will feel great for the rest of the day, and most likely right through into tomorrow as well when I have my next shave. So Dan, you make wonderful products, mate. Thank you very, very, very much for sending these over to me, and I will treasure using them, I can tell you that for nothing. And other than that, thanks very much for tuning in. I'll speak to you guys later. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.